Dropshipping is a controversial business model to many people. In the hardcore business world, it's seen as a sort of scammy way to build a business. But in the e-commerce underground, it's almost like a hack. It's almost seen as like a really, really risk-free way to launch your business. And honestly, I'm a part of the latter group. I think it's a hack for launching your business with reduced risk, especially if you're on top of the trends of products and things of that nature. And in today's video, I'm gonna actually share with you an example of this. It's a store that's doing over $500,000 per month in sales that dropships some of their products, yet they still have a significantly big community and engaged customer list. So let's just hop right into it. I'm not gonna waste any time here. The store that I'm talking about is called Rosary Poetry Jewelry. So rosarypoetry.com is the name. And as you see, what do you think they sell? They sell jewelry. Yes, you guessed it. Very good. Now, as you see, they sell all kinds of jewelry. And there's some things that we can right away identify that distinguishes this from a traditional dropshipping store that you probably think of when you think of dropshipping, right? Because this looks beautiful. I mean, this looks like a brand. And the reason why is because it is a brand. So this is a big misconception that I want to get out of your head here. Dropshipping is actually just a method of fulfillment. It's shipping your orders directly from the manufacturer or from the place of origin if your products are not made within your country. But even if they are, let's say, I live in the US and I find a manufacturer that makes products here in the US and they're willing to ship that product out as they make it, as opposed to me, them making the product, then sending it to a warehouse, then the warehouse sending it to people or to a 3PL and then sending it to other people. You're cutting all that out through this seamless system. That's the way I view dropshipping, right? But again, a lot of people view dropshipping as like selling terrible products, just a terrible customer experience, a scam overall. But that's not what it is. It's just some people just run terrible businesses and they just so happen to also be dropshipping. Just how some businesses don't do dropshipping but are absolutely terrible. It's not dropshipping that makes them terrible. It's the business itself. And that's a bit of a tangent, but it's important to get the mindset right when you're launching your business. And this is, to me, a perfect example of just how big you can make a dropshipping store go, right? Like, look at this. It's so simple, so clean, and they have a lot of really congruent images. So that's kind of the thing that makes it so awesome. Is their products are great, obviously, but their images are really amazing and congruent. So they have a very good system for photography that allows them to really keep this whole vibe congruent, and it's really seamless. I mean, I think this is such a seamless store, and these are actually really cool rings. So what's really interesting about them is actually that most of their traffic, see, I actually pay for a similar Web Pro subscription here, and I'm happy to go over this data with you because it's like almost $200 a month, but it's worth it for me because if you don't know who I am, I run a business called Akemi, and we work with some insane Shopify stores, but we're also involved in some Shopify brands ourselves and building some stores ourselves all the time. So all this data is extremely relevant to me and my team. I mean, we love to take a data-driven approach to business and try to find incredible products out there that also happen to fit into particular trends. And these tools tend to help with that, right? You get more information that you can make decisions off of. But what's really interesting is, first of all, the top country for traffic here is Slovakia, funny enough. But as you see, in the last, 2 or 3 months, they've had a 60% increase in traffic from the UK. This is something I've been realizing lately too. The UK is actually seeing a lot of growth in the e-commerce sector. It always has been big, but somehow it feels like it's getting bigger. I think largely because of TikTok. I think TikTok is driving a lot of this growth. Now, a lot of their traffic actually is also from organic search, which is really cool. They got good SEO, and it's actually also a lot of it from Pinterest. So that's what's really cool about this store, in my opinion, is while everybody's talking about dropshipping in this traditional sense, like selling the latest products, whatever, running Facebook ads, running TikTok ads, These guys are just, blind folds on or whatever. Like, they're just so focused on making their store or brand a success and actually going really hard on Pinterest because they've seen that it works. And because of that, they're able to get really good, consistent traffic. Now, their traffic says 58K or 74K. Store leads says a little bit different. We can probably round it down to 500K a month. I think that's pretty accurate given their average order value. Maybe not. Okay, it could be inaccurate. But ultimately, we're here for the example and the data. Sure, I mean, we want to get accurate data, but it's impossible to know unless we interview the owner for real, which we might do if you're watching. Got a lot of interviews lined up. But yeah, I just think this is really interesting. I like that they have the estimated delivery. They're very honest about their shipping times being a little bit longer, which I really love. I like the idea of being transparent. There's no reason to hide anything. You're probably going to live a less stress-filled life if you just are transparent and honest, and they do that. So I'm sure because of that, they get less customer complaints because customers know what to expect, right? And a lot of people, again, would think that you have to lie about everything in your business in order to get a sale. But in reality, if people really want your product, they're willing to wait, right? So that's why it's so important to just have amazing products. And that's probably the hardest part of starting an e-commerce business, is having a product that's worthwhile for people to buy, right? That people really want. And that's where the trend data and demand data really helps. Because it allows you to know what people are looking for. And that's something that we have in the Akemi Lab. So just real quick, if you don't know what the Akemi Lab is, the Akemi Lab is an accelerator. We've converted it entirely to an accelerator. So now when you join, you just get access to everything, and you also get to join the accelerator. We have a bunch of trends that we're constantly posting. We have a bunch of breakout ads that you can mimic and take notes from. Theme page ideas. I think theme pages are really interesting businesses. Sourcing partners, a bunch of stuff, literally a ton of stuff. And now we have a school as well on school.com where we do weekly calls with my whole team, and we go over some pretty insane stuff, just insane information, similar to how I do here on YouTube, but with more actual examples from our own brands. I don't share those here because I don't want everybody to see those, right? I want to maintain our competitive edge for as long as possible. But that community, the accelerator, is super small, so that's not going to affect us at all. Therefore, I can share a lot more stuff. And then also, there is, it's just a really cool networking community. I'm excited to get more people to join, and I'm actually vetting people personally. So if you book a call at the accelerator landing page, which you should definitely book a call. I will be the one taking that call. We don't have a sales team yet or anything. I mean, I do have my COO, right-hand man. He's going to be joining probably too, and he does sales as well. But I'll be on the call to make sure that we're getting the right members. I really want to make sure that the community is as high quality as it can be, so we can nurture relationships, we can build businesses together, and it's just going to increase the likelihood of success for the whole group, right? So yeah, that's another tangent, but it's important for you to know, especially if you've been tuning into my content all the time. It's great to watch these videos. It's great to do this research, but you got to put it into action. And sometimes you just need that accountability group, people talking about stuff every day and taking action every day. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it valuable. If you did, make sure you like it, subscribe to the channel for more, check out the links in the description, give me a comment, share with a friend, whatever you can do to help me out. I greatly appreciate it. And if you didn't like it, you don't want to help me out, that's totally fine too. Hope you have a good day. Peace.